How success resources enabled me to meet people who are changing my life and helping me to change the lives of many more people. People like Robert Kiyosaki, like Samuel Leeds, Simon Zutshi, Vincent Wong, and later on, John Lee through Vincent Wong. And these people are helping me to change my life and also help people to change their lives. Let me tell you today about Samuel Leeds, Vincent Wong, and Simon Zutshi. And I bought this book and he signed it, Mr. Samuel Leeds. He signed it himself. He writes like a doctor. Sorry, I work with doctors, all right? I know what I'm talking about here. So I bought this book, and the reason I went to Samuel's course was because although I had trained with legacy education, and I bought a £26,000 course for a year, yes, I had to learn. But when I heard that somebody was teaching something greater that which would increase and improve my knowledge, I was there straight on. That is why I went to Samuel Leeds' course to learn about rent to rent. And I left that course and I got 3 HMOs, 3 houses of multiple occupancy, because of attending Samuel Leeds' course. And in this book, Buy Low, Rent High, there are great strategies here. He talks very much about leveraging your time, leveraging your talent, and buying smart, or not only buying but controlling as well. My major strategies are: you buy one property, you control 2, so that the one you have bought, it continues to grow in value and gives you cash flow, but you go and get some property which is going to be giving you immediate cash flow without you necessarily spending too much on it. Another book which I bought was this property magic book by Simon Zutshi. He is a great mentor. He teaches great strategies. But the thing I wanted to learn from him was how he leverages time. But also, although I know that Mr. Vincent Wong was the creator, was the original guy who talked about lease options, Mr. Zutshi explains further that there is even something greater. In one of the chapters here, Mr. Zutshi talks about purchase options. But that's not it. He goes on to talk about purchase lease options. That is exactly why I bought this book, because I heard him talk about it and I thought, read more about it. And as a man of action, you do know I got the nickname Massive Action Taker. After reading this book, I wanted an example. I wanted to see whether it worked. And I found this landlord who was struggling to sell his property and struggling to rent it at the same time. And I spoke to him and I said, hey, have you tried to let this property? He said, no, he's tried. He doesn't like what he's getting. I said, have you tried to sell it then? How long has it been in the market? Say 6 months and nobody's buying it. Say they're offering a very low price for the property. I said, okay, what other options have you got? Say, I just want the property gone. I said, okay, what if I take the property from you? I pay your mortgage. I take over the management of the property. I look after the property for you, and I pay your mortgage. So you have no worries, at all. And I pay you this amount that you are asking for now. I'll pay it to you in 3 years' time. That was an extra £20,000. And he said, yes. And you know what? The rent that is coming out from that property is going straight to be saved somewhere. And at the end of the 3 years, I'll use exactly that same amount and pay for the deposit of that property. Thank you, Mr. Zutshi. That wasn't the only thing. The other thing I learned from here was his win-win theory. I am a very firm believer in ethical business. And he as well talks a lot about ethical business, ethical buying, ethical treatment of tenants, ethical treatment of vendors, and so on. Here, right here, is everything ethical? That's an interesting debate. You know, my background is in ethics and philosophy, so everything I do is backed by philosophical principles and ethical principles as much as I can. So, is everything ethical? It's an interesting question which I would like you to answer. Can you do business ethically? What about truth in the marketplace? Does it exist anymore? I don't know. Can we invest ethically? Definitely, I believe so. I just wanted to come back to Samuel Leeds' book here and point out to you that one of the things which I also learned from Samuel was the idea of buying without money. Okay? When I heard Samuel talk about this, I thought, like many people would do, immediately thinking, oh my goodness, how can you buy without money? Yes, you really cannot buy without money. What it means is you can buy, but you may not have to spend your own money. You can spend some other person's money. But you remember in the past, when we didn't have money, what did we do? We still bought things. We still sold things. You can still as well today buy and sell houses just like we bought and sold antiques in the past. By simply, if this were a house and this were a mouse, I could exchange them, couldn't I? That is buying. That is trading. Simple example, but it works. What I learned from here improved my knowledge by learning other strategies of how to buy without money. And when I left this course, again, what did I do? Man of action. I bought a property using none of my money. There's a video which I share with you how I bought a property or that particular property with none of my money and created £28,000 equity. So yesterday I shared with you something about Rich Dad Poor Dad, and today I want to make a connection between these three books. Rich Dad Poor Dad, Buy Low, Rent High, and Property Magic. The connection is this. Thank God for success resources. Robert Kiyosaki. I was able to invest more in myself, and in so doing, I met people like these. Samuel Leeds, Mr. Simon Zutshi, but I also mentioned Vincent Wong, the master of lease options. I met these people and they are transforming my life. They are also helping me to help other people transform their lives, especially nurses, doctors, everybody in the front line, in the health industry, teachers, and immigrants. Listen, if you have moved away from your own place of birth into another country and you live there and you are not creating your economy where you are, then there is something wrong. I know of people who live in the UK and they are investing in the Philippines and they're investing in Africa. And every month they have their hands on their heads screaming that their investment has been eaten up by people. They can't trust them. And my advice to them is invest here. And if you want to go back home someday, sell your business, take your money home and buy a place for yourself when you go home. That is a principle from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you are staying in the UK, for example, and you are building a property for yourself in the Philippines, and you're building a property for yourself in Cameroon, or building yourself a mansion in Nigeria, and you're not going to live in it, or buying boats in the Canary Islands, and you're not going to live in it just to give to somebody and then scream that the investment has been misplaced, then you are to blame. There is a new way. Listen, Rich Dad Poor Dad taught to create my economy where I am, to create the money here. And I can hand it over to others, or if I want to move with it, I can sell and move on. Louistas Nyuyse here from Frontline Wealth Solutions. I shall share with you further some of the people who have influenced what I do, and this is going to be a regular feature, so watch out for the space join our Facebook group where we discuss these books in detail.